Hi guys, today I'm making homemade chicken pot pie. What you need to do for this, well, what you need first is 2 refrigerated pie crusts, and they usually come in packs of 2. You need 2½ cups of cooked chicken or turkey. You need 1/3 cup of butter or margarine, 1 3/4 cup of chicken broth, 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup of milk, 2 cups of frozen vegetables thawed. I have green beans, carrots, peas, and corn medley. And then you need salt and you need pepper. So first thing you need to do is take your pie crusts out of the refrigerator. I use these Pillsbury, and you have to let them thaw or warm up out of the refrigerator for 15 minutes. And you also they're having fun. Preheat your oven to 425. So I've already cooked my chicken. I have 1 pie crust in my pie pan ready to go. And what you do next is you melt your butter. And you can use onions. I don't particularly care for onions, so I'm not going to use them. So I have my cooked chicken. I have my butter melting, and what you do after the butter is all melted, you stir in the flour, the salt, and the pepper until it's all blended up, and I will show you as I'm doing that. Okay, so I have my 1/3 butter melted over medium heat, and now I am going to stir in my pepper. So. And my salt.
Mom, I'm so hungry.
And then my flour.
I must be hungry. What are you making?
I'm making chicken pot pie for dinner, honey.
Oh, now I see.
Jackson, honey, this is the stove, so it's too hot right now, buddy.
I'll stand back here and watch you. I'll stand back here and watch you.
Okay.
And
So this is
action.
it. Thank you, honey. Okay.
In action.
So this is well blended.
Yeah?
And I'm going to stir in the broth and milk.
Oh, is that broth?
Yes, honey, this is chicken broth.
Wow! I'm okay!
Oh, good.
Oh, my foot.
Are you okay, buddy?
Yes.
So again, that's 1 3/4 cup of chicken broth and 1/2 cup of milk.
What's a cup of milk?
It says stir until bubbly and thickened.
What's that over there?
What?
What's that right there?
That is a pie crust.
Oh.
So I'm going to stir this, and I will come back when it is bubbly and thickened. Okay. So it is thick. I decided to go for the whisk because I wanted to make sure that I didn't have any lumps. Okay, so this is very thick. Not necessarily bubbling, but it is very thick. So next I am going to put in my chicken and my vegetables. So I turned off the heat right after I added the chicken and the vegetables. So this is what the inside looks like. My oven is preheated. So next what you do is you take the chicken and vegetable mixture put it into the pie crust. Now it looks like I'm going to have extra mixture. I didn't exactly measure my chicken. I just made about 1.5 breasts, and I just took the rest of the bag of frozen vegetables. It was probably 2.5 cups. Oh, and actually it looks like this will actually be perfect. Okay, so that was the right amount. So it is all in there. And the next thing you do is you top it with the second softened, basically thawed, kind of room temperature crust. I think you can make your own crusts too, obviously. I just think that having 2 kids and watching a friend's son just makes it a little bit more difficult to make my crusts from scratch. So, I actually have covered up the handle, so I'm going to uncover the handle so I can take it out of the fridge. And I'm just pressing it down to make sure that... There we go. And then you cut several slits out of the top. To make sure that it can vent. And then you put it in your oven and you bake it for 30 to 40 minutes or until the crust is golden brown. I suggest that when you bake, you tin foil the edges so that the edges don't get burned. And you only need to do that during the last maybe 15 minutes or so. And that's a little bit of a pain, and it doesn't stay very well, but it does work. So you basically just take little strips like this. Here, I'll do it right here. You can see a little better. Little strips like this, and cover it. And so it's not perfect, it's not exact, but there you go. So that's during the last 15 minutes. So I'm going to put this in my oven and set my timer. I'm going to set my timer for 25 minutes, and then when it goes off, I'll put the foil around my crust. Okay, this is after 25 minutes, and as you can see, the outside of the crust is getting very brown already. So I'm going to attach this. I will say this sticks better at the beginning when it's not hot. I'm thinking next time I might try putting this on first. It's just the recipe that I follow always says to do it at the end. So, and I have actually I've never made this before. So, yeah, it looks really good. And I imagine it will be really good. Once I can cover these. Whew. Warm, warm, warm. Okay, I'm going to get this all done, and then I'm going to put it back in the oven for 10 more minutes. It said 10 to 15, but from the looks of the top of the crust, it looks like 10 more minutes should be fine. So, I will see you guys in about 10 minutes or so. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I could not get the foil to stay on. So, I'm amending what I said earlier. Put the foil on for the first 15 minutes and then take it off. It still is not burnt or anything. It's actually, I really like a crispy crust, so this works for me. But if you don't like your crust quite as crispy, then you might want to cover up the edges. This is what it looks like finished. It does need to cool, but I will give you my opinion. As soon as it cools, then I can take a bite. Okay, so it's cooled down a little bit. My first impression is it's soupier than what I normally do. I normally just do a cream of chicken as like the inside broth or whatever. So this is soupier than I'm used to, but let's see how it tastes. Tastes more like pot pie than when you use cream of chicken. So it's really good. I really like it. I hope you guys like it. If you try it, let me know in the comments below how you like it. And if you have any questions or anything, go ahead and leave them in the comments down below. I'll talk to you guys for my next video. Bye. I'm going to amend what I said about this before. This is freaking delicious. This might be my favorite recipe that I have made so far. It is so good. This is my second little helping. So it is so good. So good.